Sagittarius, how you guys doing? Oops, I noticed that I moved my light. Hang on a second. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit of rings on my glasses, so bear with me. All right, so we are doing Sagittarius for the week of the 19th through the 25th. Welcome, welcome. I hope all you guys are doing well. Just got done doing a couple of readings and stretched my leg out, and here we go. So for those of you that are brand new and don't know who I am, my name is Patty. I do intuitive tarot along with astrology and numerology. I hope this tarot is interesting for you because it helps you with your challenges, your questions that you might have, struggles. It helps you with your process, your guidance in life, because we go to the divine first, and then we go to astrology and numerology. So as I pick the oracles, there's 3 oracles. They're themes. If you don't know what oracles are, they're sort of theme cards for what we are going to be focusing in on. And then the first oracle is going to be the divine. Second is going to be our current energies for the week, which is the 19th through the 25th. And then the future energies are for next couple of months, actually. Usually I say they're going to be for the weekend or the next week, but the planets and everything, they're saying that these energies are going to last for a couple of months. So let's get started and see what we are doing for Sagittarius this week, or what the divine actually has. I'm just the conduit, all right? So here we go. So I hope everybody finds well, and I don't have any new announcements. I do still, if you haven't watched the new moon video, you might want to watch that one. There will be a full moon video, the 26th. I don't know what time though. So if you haven't subscribed and you like to do that, please subscribe, hit the bell. Now my new moon and my full moon videos are about astrology first, and then I go into a reading. And you're always welcome to ask questions, share your energies, testimonies, that kind of stuff, of what's going on with you. So all my readings are live and the chats are open for anybody with positive. I will knock down the trolls and stuff. Bye. I've done it before. All right, so let's get started. So we're going for the first energy. Oh, so sweet. For the moon, or excuse me, I'm not doing the moon yet. For divine. I think I need to take a break. The divine and the second energy current, and third is future energies. So our first card out is the deer. So with the deer, though, we have to look at, the deer is considered gentle, okay, but it also diplomacy. There is sort of a structure, a pattern to the way that the herds run, the way that the animals interact. Sometimes they're very gentle. Deer are pretty gentle. However, sometimes we take advantage of their kindness and their energies, and that would be in a human too. So if we're actually taking advantage of somebody being gentle and kind, or making fun or bullying or something like that of nature, we then hopefully somebody steps in and doesn't allow that, or says, hey, that's not really cool, don't do that. That's the number 4 in numerology. Number 4 again is about your balance. Where's your foundation coming from? This was actually of the I think of the, who did we just get done doing? Aries. So that is something, an energy that we have to really consider. So when we do the divine card, maybe something in your life is saying, hey, how do I do this? Well, there is a diplomacy about things. There is a hierarchy about things, how things were to be done. Like when I'm in management, or when I was teaching employees, if you have an issue, then you try to figure it out yourself. If you can't, maybe a coworker can help you. If they can't, then you go to your supervisor. If your supervisor doesn't do anything, you go to the manager. If the manager doesn't do anything, then you go above the manager, that kind of thing. There's a hierarchy that we want to do things. So there's a process that we want to do things, that we want to make sure that we follow the process, follow the steps, be kind and gentle through that, and understanding, maybe we don't understand it quite well, and don't skip the process, don't skip steps, Okay, so that's the divine. You know, that's what he's downloading here. Don't skip the steps. There's a reason why I made him that way. That's not from me, that's from him. Okay, so current energy is the number 7, wealth. Okay, and the number 7 is your potential and ambition. What is wealth to you? This is a current energy now, so this is something to think. You know, a lot of people, ooh, money, I want to win the lottery. That's the first thing people think of is money. But is really that your wealth? And is that where you want your wealth? We do have to have money as the tool. However, what is your wealth? For me, I had to have a wealth of wisdom. That is much, much wealth to me. That's what I want. That's what I want is a lot of wisdom. To somebody else, wealth might be health. Maybe they've struggled with health all their life, so health is really, really important. That's where they see their wealth. Somebody might be education or knowledge or things like that. So this is about your potential and ambition this week of what is to you your wealth. Something to think about. And wealth is something that you hold to your heart dearly, that it is a passion, that it is a desire. This is of the heart. So this is something very second dimensional, not first dimensional. All right. So then we have the third energy, which is going to be for the next couple of months, and that is the butterfly. Transition, transformation, going from cocoon to, or caterpillar to cocoon to butterfly, transition. And that is about the number 7, which of course is about, again, your ambition and your ambition and your potential. So you're going to, whatever your wealth is, what I'm seeing is that you're going to transition into that wealth, and you're going to learn to grow into the wealth that you want and you desire. Okay, so that's really, really important. That's awesome. Awesome, you guys. Really, really awesome. So definitely cannot skip the process, cannot skip the steps. And you know what? It does take work. But once you do that, if you think about that, you think of steps as like going up some steps. And if you skip a step, you're going to have to take an extra stride. So you could lose something in that step. So if you take that extra stride, I got bees and spiders all over the place. If you take that extra step in stride, you can do it. However, you're going to miss something in the process. So you might miss some knowledge. You might miss a resource. You might miss a person. You might miss something in that step. Okay. But this is a step that we definitely want to, avoid. Thank you. They said avoid. Okay. So with the 3 of swords in the upright, that means that we are actually having some type of pain, sorrow, troubles, maybe love issues with our relationships, that kind of thing. However, it came in reverse. So they're trying to avoid the pain of losing the steps, trying to avoid the sleepless nights, the hard times, and things like that. So if you follow the process, this is what they want to avoid. Okay, this is a spiritual process. This is a worldly process. Man, you're going to go through all that kind of stuff. But if you're talking about, say you're talking about a job, and you're like, oh, I got this job, and you want to become the manager, hey, we're going to offer you a management position, but you're just actually, say they want to make you a general manager, but you're just now a entry-level employee. And they say, we're going to jump you to a general manager. Here's the other thing. Thank you about that. I appreciate it. Is that they're going to say, okay, now you're entry level. Okay, next month we're going to make you general manager. And you're like, say what? I've just started. So they're going to skip you past that supervisor manager or that lead position and jump you to a general manager, or say assistant manager of a store or something. You've skipped a process, so you've missed out on all that learning, all of that maybe struggle and pain to get you to a successful, wealthy position. Now, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about knowledge. Because once you get there, if you don't skip the steps and you say, well, you know what, I really want to become a supervisor first so I can learn, the techniques and how the business does and how you guys run the company. And then that leads you to success. Whereas if you go from an entry level and then they say, well, assistant manager, now you've missed all those steps and you're setting yourself up for possible failure because you missed it. You missed the boat in the middle. So I hope I'm making sense for somebody. And that's what that's what the divine is trying to avoid for somebody to do. So somebody's going through a process of something and yeah, you just want it over. It's just like, could I just skip all this and just be done with it? Because where the pain is where the growth is, where the knowledge is, where the wisdom is. All right. So I don't know who that is for so far. This is part of your transformation process. It's not something you can skip over. Oh, too many cards. Oh, man, and I can't move very well. Okay, hang tight. You know what? I'm going to be going to a different deck anyway, so let me do this. Yeah, they're all on the upside down. So we have the one that landed on the deck is the devil. Devil is about keeping you bound there. Lovely. Isn't he such a nice guy? Torture chamber. Literally. I think this is a torture chamber and somebody's putting themselves through it. Why? You don't have to. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. Just know that the process is there for a purpose and a reason. Notice that the process is, this could be a relationship situation here. We have the lovers. But this is a process. Thank you. So they're like, I showed the relationship and it's like, why didn't you go with that? And I'm like, because it's a bottom card. No. And they're like, okay, no. So on a relationship, there's a process, a step-by-step process. Remember, it is a step-by-step process. It is something that you learn. You become, supposedly, you become friends. Then you become maybe dating. Doesn't mean you go to bed yet. Then you become more intimate. Then you get married or engaged, get married, or for some of you guys, live together, play house kind of a thing. But the thing is, there's a process. And if you skip over a process, what happens? You break up. If you skip over the process, things don't work out. If you skip over the process, you date, whoops, we're having a baby and we're not even married. And guess what? I don't want to have a baby. Bye-bye. You skip the process, those kind of things. The diplomacy part of the hierarchy, then you end up with consequences that you probably didn't want. And that becomes a wealth of knowledge not to do it again, because it's through pain and through struggles and things like that that you have to now are bound to. All right. Six of hearts, I do that, Six of Hearts, Six of Cups, Hangman. Oh, got some new stuff coming. Well, you know what? That would be the butterfly, wouldn't it? Because the butterfly is brand new, spreading his wings, taking flight, being able to go wherever he wants to go, learning a new process, that kind of a thing, right? So, interesting. So we have the Six of Cups, which is about a relationship, a friendship. So remember, we saw the Lovers card. Maybe this is a friendship. This is starting out. Maybe, again, as I think I said in the very beginning, sometimes it's better to just be friends than go into a relationship. And maybe that's something that you realized. However, this is a relationship that they're looking at each other at a higher self. This is a beautiful relationship, whether they're friends or whatever, because they are looking at each other in a higher self, more of a spiritual self. Hey, I don't want to lose you. I don't want to be, without you in my life. And they're looking at, and they're both feeling this way. And so they're like, how can we make sure that doesn't happen? We seem to fight if we're together, but we make better friends. And so they go to a more spiritual aspect of that. So the higher aspect is the higher self. This is the hangman. Then we go to a more creative energy. It's like, okay, I'm pretty open with that because I would rather keep you than you. I had that happen with a friend. Is just I don't want to lose you, so I'm going to be your friend rather than in a relationship. Also can be a cop out too. But the thing is that we still remain friends today. It's just there's reasons for him that he wanted to choose to be that way. I also too, looking at him, I was like, you know what, we'd make better friends because I have a little bit more. I'm not higher up, but I have more boundaries and standards that were a little bit higher that I would hope that maybe he would grow and mature into, which he did. So that's okay. But we also need to look at every aspect with the Hermit. So this is Virgo. We need to take a step back and look at all this and say, hey, what is this worth to me? I hope that's not that spider. I have a spider running around here and I'm trying to find it to kill it. Sorry, Lisa, if you're watching. But the thing is, because she loves spiders. But the thing is that the Hermit is definitely about looking at the whole picture. Also, too, somebody needs to be a little bit more creative, more fun, let go a little bit more because they're so tight. This is something that keeps you hindered and bound. Life is short. Enjoy it, love it, embrace it. But there is a message of truth coming somewhere. Definitely a message of truth coming from somewhere. All right, let's see what else we've got here. This is something definitely transformation for somebody. And all I keep hearing is don't skip the steps. Don't skip the steps. I can't bend over there. Oh my goodness, hang on, guys. The Empress. The Empress. Now the Empress is very knowledgeable, very earthly though. She's the number 3, acknowledging. She's also, she's more worldly, but she also defines fertility. So, I mean, that could be somebody could be pregnant or somebody could be, and that is a transformation. That is a diplomacy. Once you're pregnant, it's just part of that. But it also might be somebody's wealth, because if somebody is having a really hard time getting pregnant and they're having fertility issues and then all of a sudden they're pregnant, then it's like an amazing gift to them. That's their wealth. But it is a transformation process to go through. And when that baby comes, you're going through another transformation process. So this is beautiful if that is somebody. There might have been some sleepless nights, but now the process has started, and this is a beautiful thing for somebody. Gosh, they keep knocking them. What is wrong, you guys? All right, but it is a process. But also the Empress is very nurturing. Remember, she's like the deer, very gentle, very kind, very understanding. So you really have to think about also too, again, this is second dimensional, unconditional love, which is hard to find, which is very hard to find. So we have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Sun, and then we have the 7 of Wands. So the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. We have the Sun, which is good. Things are turning around. Definitely things are turning around. And then we have the 7 of Wands. This energy here that maybe has somebody pregnant or thinking about getting pregnant, that kind of a thing, or really wanting a child, actually, that needs to be a discussion with somebody. This is actually a communication thing with the 7 of Wands. Definitely something that needs to be brought forth in communication. It may be the same wealth. However, the other person may not think of the same. The other person may not think about having a child. So this is really, really getting your hindsight again, your hangman in the energy, really asking the right questions. Don't be afraid to ask the right questions. Also, too, this energy is a beautiful new energy. And who knows, that baby may be ready to come down. All right. All right. So let's see what else we got here. You know what? I'm going to get some clarification first, I think. So I'd like clarification because I have one energy here for the Three of Swords in reverse to save you from the pain and the heartache and the sleepless nights. And then we have the friggin' devil. But the devil is about change. The devil can be a good thing. So I want to get clarification, especially on the Three of Swords. And if you can give me clarification on the three, that would be awesome, please. Because somebody's bound to something. I would like to see it released. Somebody is bound to something. Otherwise, the devil does not show up. Can you clarification, please, on the Three of Swords? Also with the Nine of Swords and the devil, please. Oh, I got these upside down. Ten of Cups. Okay. Four of Pentacles. And the Nine of Wands. Didn't we just have the Nine of Wands? No, we have the Seven. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Wands. Okay, so we do have something that the Ten of Cups. So this is of the heart. This is of the wealth. So they're trying to save you from that. You got to let go, though. There is the Four of Pentacles again, holding on. You cannot grow from the cocoon to the butterfly unless you let go. It's like, I'm going to stay in the cocoon. I'm just going to stay here. It's comfortable. I like it this way. And you've got the Empress saying, no, don't do that. Don't stay there. Come on, you can get through this. You can make it happen. You can make whatever it is happen. The resources will be there if the divine wants it, and definitely it is going to come your way. But you're trying to talk yourself out of it. So somebody's trying to talk yourself out of whatever this new transformation is going through for you. I feel like for somebody, again, it's the pregnancy. It's like, do not talk yourself out of that. Please don't talk yourself out of that. Especially if you're pregnant. Please don't. That's just my opinion. But probably Divine's opinion too, because he wouldn't put life in a body if it wasn't meant to be. So, but there is a transformation process that there is somebody's bucking it, but the Ten of Cups is right there. It wants to happen. It's trying to happen, but you're talking yourself out of it. You're your own worst enemy. And the wealth is the current energy. But it does take time to transform, and so you have to be patient in this process. You have to be really patient in this process. And it will come because there's stability here. There's ambition and purpose and stability. There's two number sevens. This is all about your potential and your ambition, your purpose and your calling. This is where the wealth is. Where's that fire within you? What is that you have? Are you using it? Are you working it? Are you in the process of growing it? If you're not, that's where you're stuck. That's where you're bound. So it'd be sort of like if you're an artist and you're not using your abilities, you're stuck. You're bound to the devil. If you're, and if you want to be an artist, the only way to do that is to learn to get the tools. You got to go to school to get the tools, or you got to go learn YouTube or wherever it is. You still got to get the tools. And if you don't do that, and if you don't start learning that process, then you cannot transform to the butterfly. So it'd be like me. I started in sketching. I did painting a little bit here and there, but I never moved on because sketching was my thing and that's all I wanted to do. But I could have been a very good painter if I wanted to take painting and all that kind of stuff, but I chose not to do that because I knew that also my calling was somewhere else. So I knew that horses were put into my blood and into my purpose for all the things, because resources came where I could ride a horse, and then we owned horses, and then did get into leather business, and then I got to do leather work, and then I owned a leather business, and then now I'm still owning a leather business. That's where my calling and my purpose is. And it's really odd when we know our calling and our purpose, things comes really easy. There's times that I have not worked on a leather piece or a type of leather. Maybe it's a saddle or whatever, and all of a sudden I'm doing it, and it's like, where did this knowledge come from? Because it's my passion and my purpose that probably have done it before and not even known it. Or this is just something that comes natural with me and I do it. It's like people that can draw, it's like, how can you draw so good? I don't know. It just comes naturally to me. Some cannot. Some can sing. Some can write. Some can do whatever. Everybody has a talent. Everybody has a gift. It's whether you use it or not. But you have to follow the process to a point. To a point. And the reason why I say to a point, because you can't step over steps. However, it depends on how and what you want to do with it. It's like college isn't always the way to go, because now it's just a business. All right. So this is your reading, guys. I hope this has been helpful to you. I don't know if it resonated with you. If it didn't resonate with you, but somebody came to mind, maybe share it with somebody, because maybe it will help them, give them some tools and tips. And hopefully you will watch my videos again. If you would like to share, subscribe, I appreciate it. That would help the channel grow, but also the videos to be seen. And I hope you enjoyed this. Now, don't forget, we do have the 26th, a full moon reading. Again, I don't know the time, so you would have to subscribe and hit the bell to know when I'm going to be on. And then they'll be doing your readings for that week as well. So please live in absolute truth, not worldly truth, and walk in love and light. Take care.